High in the mountains, where silence rules and the air grows thin, survival is never promised. The cliffs rise like walls of stone, sharp and merciless, daring anything that lives to challenge them. I was walking those cliffs one evening, rope on my back, boots pressing against gravel. It was supposed to be routine, just another patrol, nothing more. But fate had other plans. At first, I thought it was the wind. A faint, broken sound carried through the air. Soft, almost too fragile to notice. I stopped, listened, and there it was again. A whimper. A cry. Weak, desperate. I scanned the cliffs, and then I saw him. A dog, stranded on a ledge so narrow it barely held his body. One paw twisted, bleeding, his ribs sharp beneath his skin. He was trembling, clinging to stone as the abyss yawned beneath him. One wrong move, and he was gone. For a moment, I froze. The distance seemed impossible. But then his eyes met mine. There was fear, but also a flicker of hope. I knew then, if I turned away, he wouldn't see the sunrise. So I set my pack down, uncoiled the rope, and began to prepare. Every rescue begins with calculation. Where to anchor, how much weight the rope can hold. But no plan erases the truth. On the mountains, you gamble with lives. I anchored to a boulder, leaned over the edge, and began my descent. The rocks scraped my gloves, gravel slid beneath my boots, and the rope strained with every step. Below me, the dog pressed tighter to the ledge, his whimpers rising with each inch I moved closer. I spoke softly, not words you could understand, but tone. Easy, I'm here. Don't give up. The ledge cracked under his weight. Pebbles tumbled into the abyss. My chest tightened. One slip, and we'd both be gone. Still, I kept moving. Slowly, carefully. Until at last, I reached him. Up close, his condition was worse. The paw torn open, his body thin, exhausted, and yet his eyes, wide, searching, held on to me. I reached out a hand. He growled, low and broken. Fear, not anger. So I opened my hand, placed food on the rock. He hesitated, then, trembling, began to eat. That was the moment trust began. I slipped the rope around his chest, slow and careful. He tensed, but didn't resist. Somewhere deep down, he seemed to know. I tested the knot. Strong, secure. We were ready, or so I thought. The mountain had other plans. As I shifted, part of the ledge gave way. My foot slipped. The rope jerked, slamming me against the rock. The dog yelped, claws scraping, stones crumbling into the abyss. For one breathless second, we both hung on the edge of survival. The rope stretched, but held. I pressed close, wrapped one arm around him, and whispered, "It's all right, I've got you now." The climb back was brutal. Every pull a war against gravity. My muscles burned. The dog's weight dragged heavy in my arms. But he clung to me, chest pressed to mine, no longer fighting. Step by step, breath by breath, the cliff finally relented. With one last desperate heave, we reached the top. I collapsed, gasping for air. The dog lay beside me, panting, bleeding, but alive. I cleaned his wound, wrapped it with strips of cloth. He whimpered, but stayed still. When I finished, he lifted his head. His eyes met mine again, but this time, they were different. The fear was fading, replaced with trust. He licked my hand, and in that fragile gesture, I felt the weight of the mountain lift. Night fell. I built a fire, its glow breaking the darkness. He curled beside me, head resting on my leg. For the first time, in who knows how long, he was safe. I shared my food. Every bite felt like another piece of life returning to him. His tail wagged, faint but real. Above us, the sky opened wide with stars, the kind that make you feel both small and infinite at once. I leaned back and realized survival is fragile. One slip, one fall, one choice. That's all it takes to change everything. As the fire burned low, I whispered, "You're safe now. You made it." He stirred, pressing closer, as if he understood. And in that silence, I realized something. Sometimes, when we rescue them, they rescue us too. Because in saving him, I felt something inside myself heal. A reminder that even in the harshest places, there is still trust, still hope, still bonds worth fighting for. That night, we slept beneath the same stars. A ranger and a stray, no longer strangers. Bound not by rope, but by survival and something deeper. And when morning came, with sunlight breaking over the cliffs, we rose together. The mountain was still dangerous, still merciless, but now, neither of us walked it alone.